the people's intelligence. You are dealing with people who are unethical, who have no conscience, and in this day and age, who can take people for granted. But again, history repeats itself. It's not happening for the first time in this country that a movie is released before it is released. It happened with the Tsotsi movie.
Yeah.
But now here we are not talking about a small movie. We are talking about a world icon. We are talking about Madiba.
Yeah.
What these guys are saying, they're sending a message out there that we don't care who Mandela is, whether Mandela suffered, he spent 27 years in incarceration behind bars. They don't care whether you've got the best constitution in the world or flag or you have a police force. To these guys, they are saying we don't care, we'll do pirates with impunity, we don't care. We've been there, we've been around, and nothing seriously, drastic steps are not taken against them. Hence, they continue to do this. But no one thought they could do it to an ailing icon, Nelson Mandela.
This scourge really has two faces. There's one that you see on the street, which are the guys who are peddling the DVDs, and the other one are those unscrupulous businessmen behind the scenes. Where are the hotspots? Who are these people? Do we know them?
Yeah, from 2005, these guys have been exposed. I mean, if we are saying some law enforcement agencies, especially CCU, the Commercial Crime Unit, has been involved in these busts. You know, there have been big busts in this country. I mean, Cyril Dean, we can name a number of them. The SABC covers some of these incidents. But, you know, these guys get small fines. They get away with murder. These guys can always pay. It's never serious. Even if you find maybe 200,000 CDs and DVDs and films, some they get fined up to 5,000 rand or you know, a year, like 12 months. These guys can always get away with it. So these are it's economic crime. And it costs $1 billion a year. So I'm saying, Eben, I think it's sending a message that something needs to be done. You can't be in a situation where this is economic sabotage. It continues to happen. And what are the police doing? Are we in a country where it's a banana republic? Do we have a police force? Do we have detectives? Do we have intelligence in this country?
If you were the police minister, what would you do with these pirates?
I would crush them. I would crush them. I would warn, you know, there is, on the 2nd of December 2012, the Minister of Police, Nathi Mthethwa, launched what is called anti-piracy campaign, counterfeit goods. We're in everywhere in the streets of Johannesburg, and the promise was that every province was going to do the same, and they were going to crush these guys because your sports, your Bafana, your Springbok, things are there, they are sold. Now, I'm saying it's a talk shop. I'm talking about 2005 journey that the SABC has covered all these raids. We've been everywhere, you know, everywhere. That is why I came here saying, I came reluctantly, but because I respect the name Madiba, and I thought, let me avail myself. You know, everybody out there is doing a good job, but these guys are out there. Look, the contrast. You have mothers who are selling food. They are removed from the streets. The metros can do the bylaws, but these guys are left. They're everywhere. Why? Why?
It sounds very, very dodgy, and it sounds like there could be some other forces at play. But let's move it away. Let's move it back to the artist. The hurt and the loss of income. How does it affect the individual artists, the musicians, the like?
Yeah, you have the big five in this country. We have independent record companies, ECHO, Association of the Record Independent Companies. We've got a RISA recording industry, you know, your Gallo, your Universal, your Sony. These are big companies. As I speak to you, for the past 5 years, they have retrenched a lot of people who have worked there for 10 to 20 years. They have, you know, scaled down their staff. People have lost their jobs. People do no longer, they were given packages until early this year, for example, 2013. Now, those who used to make tea, you know, people were employed by these record companies. As I said to you, from 2006 and 7, it was said that this thing is affecting the industry. These companies are closing down. It's a risky business, except maybe we have Zahara today. When you come up with the demo and you approach a record company, you say because of piracy, it's risky. They do no longer, they're no longer prepared to take new artists in this country. So people, I mean, you know, the Creative Workers Union on, had several meetings with COSATU, for example, with even the suspended General Secretary Vavi and them. They spoke about this. Before the last elections last year, I personally submitted with the former SEFEC chairperson, James Lennox, to Lutuli House. They wanted some things to include in their manifesto about the impact and how it affects the artists in this country. The artists were relieved, excited. Even the president of the country called a meeting at Central Convention. People were excited that the president says he came with all the cabinet ministers. They were going to deal with this and trust this matter. But I can assure you, it was like a talk shop.
Yeah. What is the message that you want to send to the minister, the police, and all the stakeholders, artists as well?
Yeah, this is not an April Fool. Piracy syndicates are saying, we are not afraid of you, no matter how much strong or demonstrate your crime statistics, because they exclude piracy. I've seen all the crime statistics. They are silent when it comes to the danger of this economic crime by piracy. I'm saying, therefore, it's about time they do something. If they need the votes of the artists, people in the music industry, especially the films, they are hard hit. The new Metro State Kenoko will tell you. So these guys, to restore the confidence of the artists out there who are always there, used before and after elections, advertised. Artists are used everywhere in this country, and they were guaranteed their rights in the Bill of Rights in the Constitution of this country, but they are looking at the government to protect them. You've got law enforcement agencies. What are they doing? Because look at now, these guys have come out publicly. They are doing the Mandela movie. It's like as though we don't have a police force in this country. We have no president, we have no constitution, we have no flag. We are just a banana republic. Please do something. Crush these thugs.
Mzwakhe Mbuli, thank you very much for joining us today. A very passionate plea about a very, very noble cause. The worrying matter is that the movie on the life and times of our national icon, Nelson Mandela, well, it's supposed to be released next week. It's on sale on the streets right now. The scary thing is, it's not even the real movie that's out there. Now we move